Yeah. All right. Oh, and I remember to turn my microphone on this time. I'm getting better. So, hi, welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm late. Again. It's been that kind of a morning. So today, I need to decide some things about where my story takes place and that sort of thing. I also want to do some character development on ML. Hey! Hello, female writer. Hello, Mark Knopfler in my head. Now, I did a quick Google just a minute ago, and it seems that most of the biotech research in the U.S. is done in California, in either San Diego, San Francisco, or where? Los Angeles, that area. I don't really want to do L.A. I suppose we could go with Boston, but Boston's also a big biotech area. And so we got Boston and Cambridge. Okay, so yeah, that would make sense because, hey, hi, silent author. Yeah, you know, make a fictional place. I thought about it. There's it's a certain amount of heavy lifting that gets done automatically when you set it in a real place. Makes the story feel a bit realer as well. I mean, if I set it in Cambridge, then there's a whole bunch of stuff that's alright. I don't have to introduce the place nearly as much. I don't have to explain to the reader somehow where they are and why. Hold on a second. Don't mind me. I've got dust on my lens. Yeah, dude, you know that Frank is on hiatus. Frank is taking a little Frank time for Frank. He is exactly as we left him. Nothing has changed. Yeah, I was thinking about creating a place, but I don't. I'm not jazzing on California too much. I think maybe Cambridge, Massachusetts might be okay, because then I've got MIT, Harvard, Cambridge, all of which are very solid universities for biochemistry, which my student character will need to be studying and interning at a biotech company. And I guess Cambridge would supply all of that. Yeah, if I were to create a new place for this story, it would basically be Cambridge, but with a different name. Which, I mean, that has its benefits as well. That gives me leeway. I can make stuff up. I don't have to look at maps and things. But yeah, if I pick a real place, I don't have to make things up. I don't have to make everything up. Ah. All right. I suppose I should learn how to spell Massachusetts. Oh, yeah, so there's Harvard, Stanford, Massachusetts, Institute of Technology. That'd be MIT, I suppose. Well, Stanford's not in Cambridge, but okay, so Harvard and MIT. Where is Stanford? Massachusetts. What a stupid way to spell a place. I suppose that needs a comma there. All right. She's a protagonist. Oh, I can do that. Goal. See, and I reserve the right to change this decision later on in the process. I think I'm going to stick with Cambridge for now. It provides all of the things that I need it to provide in a sort of turnkey solution, as it were. But I may revise that decision further down the line. If this were a full-length novel, this story were, well, I mean, the whole thing is taking place in one place. No, because I want each story to stand on its own. If I had the room like in a novel, you have the room to wander around your setting for a little bit at the beginning and take the reader on a bit of a tour. But if I've only got 25,000 words to do what I need to do here, it's a bit tight. Or potentially a bit tight. I'm not sure yet how much room all of this is going to take up. Now, you never know till the rubber meets the road and you start laying some fat, juicy prose down. How languid your verbiage is going to be. I'm just throwing random words out now. I've written stories where everything came very precisely. Everything was very efficient. I don't really want to use the word efficient, but like Hemingway-esque. A lot was accomplished with very few words. Maybe not quite to the extent that Hemingway managed, but that kind of feel. And I've written stuff that took its time more. And it really just depended on the story. And I guess technically it depended on how I felt about the story. But, like, To Ride the Wind Dancing, my sci-fi romp with my brain ship and all that stuff, that was a weird one, actually, because it's very character focused. I was very much enjoying the interplay between the two main characters. Very dialogue heavy. That was on purpose. Sam, the main character, is a brain ship. She has no meat body, and so experiences the world differently. And I kind of wanted to reflect that in how the story was told. So there isn't a lot of like straight up normal visual description of things. It's a lot more cerebral, a lot more mental. Mental in the like happening in your head way, not mental as in the totally mental Ed Grimley, like if I do say so, kind of way. Well, I must say, I think that's what he says. Anyway, like Ellis, the non-augmented regular old human being guy, he's never described in the story. We have no idea what he looks like because to Sam it doesn't matter. So yeah, that was also very action driven. It was very sort of adventure feely. So the pace was quite quick. There wasn't a lot of sitting around looking at stuff. But yeah, it was some of the comments I got on that story were, I mean, it hadn't occurred to me writing it that it would stand out or be different from a lot of other things. But some of the people who reviewed it on Amazon commented that, or at least one person, one that I remember, commented that it was a really sort of unusual style, and one that the person enjoyed once they. I see that we are having VPN issues again, dropping connection. So I'll try to stay connected. So I just got a text message, and I'm. Yeah, some scam nonsense phishing text message claiming to be my bank. You've just been awarded 380,000 yen. Please forward your bank details to the bank. People fall for this stuff. It's ridiculous. What is this? Something from Inner Mongolia. Why would someone in Inner Mongolia be sending me text messages? Oh, Lord. So, this just rubs me the wrong way. When here in China, when you order things online, like we don't use Amazon. I don't know if Amazon even functions in China. I know there's an Amazon.cn, but I don't think they really do much. Ebooks a little bit, I think, but they're not big. It's a very small segment of the market. Everything is Taobao here. That's the Alibaba customer-facing branch. I know of AliExpress overseas outside of China. I think you can order on Taobao outside of China as well. But yeah, at any rate, you order things on Taobao and they come within a day or two usually, and everything is cool and awesome and whatever. But the stores on Taobao sort of live and die by their ratings, by their 5-star ratings. And God help you if you ever give a shop less than a 5-star rating. It's worse than Uber, actually. I gave a shop a 1-star rating once because they. Where? What are we talking about? I got a text message that I was talking about. I gave a shop a 1-star rating once, and they actually started phoning me and telling me to take it down, or they were gonna do stuff. It was like threatening me. It was ridiculous. I reported them and had their shop taken down. But they'll send messages asking you to rate the product you bought from them, and this one was like, I can't remember what I bought. Some sort of, it was foam, like this kind of insulating foam that I bought for modifying my keyboard. And they sent me a message saying, "Oh, please rate the product and give us 5 stars. This is made by young women in Inner Mongolia who work very hard and they need their money." I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, so guilt me into a rating. All right, you get 0. Bugger off." One thing I bought, the store sent me 5 or 6 text messages in a row. I'm like, if you want me to rate you, that's a good way to get me to rate you, but it won't be the rating you want. So, um, yeah. Yeah, with the setting for the story. Sorry about that little side track there. With the setting for the story, I think I'll stick in a real place for now. But I am gonna sort of mentally bookmark that idea about a fictional place based on a real place. And if I end up having room in the story, and I think it's gonna help to set up the story a bit, having a okay. Now here I'm thinking ahead to the story. At one point, I have Emil walking around thinking about stuff. Well, no, I think I'll stay with Cambridge. I'll just look up a map and see where someone might go for a walk in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Mm. Painfulest. Hey, Painfulest, are you a bot? Tineriff, are you a bot? I can't tell. I can't tell who's a bot and who's not anymore. If you're not a bot, by all means, say hi in the chat. Greet the group. Tineriff seems to be a bot. Bye-bye. Do. All right, so yeah, we'll put him in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and see what happens there. I don't know how useful this kind of thing is for me. I know a lot of people spend a fair bit of time sort of character sheeting out their characters, but I've done it before a few times that I've like sat down and really just sort of hashed out all the details about a character. And then I never refer back to it. I never make use of that information much at all. Maybe it's time I started. All right, what's his goal? There we go. There, I like that better. I don't, however, like that. All right, so let's do physical description. Yeah, I mean, I've got a tabletop D&D sort of background as well. Um, and yes, obviously I use character sheets for that. A few years back, I DM'd for the first time for a group of my friends who had never played D&D before. So I had to sort of introduce them to all of the concepts in the game, and it was a lot of fun actually. It was a lot of fun. The blind leading the blind to a certain extent, but we had fun. I think I'm gonna do this just as a bit of an experiment. I went and tracked down my copy of Larry Brooks's Story Engineering yesterday. Put it on my reader. I'm gonna go through it and refresh my memory. Even just the first couple of chapters, which I flipped through quickly last night. It's amazing how much of it I don't remember at all. A very, very useful book. I do remember it being a very useful book, but the first few chapters are dreadfully dull. He spends most of the first few chapters talking about how important the information he has to give us is, without actually just giving us the information. Okay. Yeah, for that to work, that kind of a if I understand what you're describing, it's almost like LARPing, but maybe sitting around at a table like collaborative storytelling. Yeah, for that to work, you've got to have a group of friends who are interested at and generally reasonably good at storytelling. And I haven't had that in years. Not real time in meat space kind of friend group, peer group kind of thing. There, I imagine if I were competent enough in Chinese that I would be able to find such a group in Chinese, but I'm not. I'm not nearly good enough in Chinese to do that sort of thing. Probably never will be, and that's a sad realization to have. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder how our time zones might align for that sort of thing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Um, yeah, before I get too carried away and commit myself to something that I wasn't invited to and I may or may not have time to do. let's let's pump the brakes a bit on that one. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of my to-do list that I have, which I was sort of almost caught up to a few days ago, and now I'm not anymore. Uh, you're not 133 hours behind you. But if you're getting together in real time online, then time zones very much do matter. There are very few times of the day where certain places and I are also up. Yeah, it's a fair point, silent author. We don't know how old you really are. You might be you might be 11. You might be 3 dachshunds in a trench coat. We don't know. On the internet, nobody knows you're a giraffe. Um, yeah, I can't. That's another thing I'll mentally bookmark as a possibility if and when I get my 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 current set of engagements under control, under some semblance of control. I will definitely consider hitting you up for an invite. But at the moment, it seems unlikely. I've got this novel to write. I've got the Frank novel to write. Are you a starship? You might have some input into a story I've got on the back burner. Now I've got this novel to write. I've got the Frank novel to write. I've got I've got a series of analytical book review summary things that I want to write. I'd like to do one or two of those a week, actually, which means reading the book and then doing all of the analysis and the writing. I'm planning to do a book review podcast. Douglas Adams has one of my all-time favorite quotes about deadlines. Can't remember the exact wording, but I love deadlines. I particularly love the whooshing sound they make as they pass overhead or as they pass by. Uh, yeah. What else is going on that I need to deal with? It's got the book analysis, the book club companion books. I still have to edit all of the audiobook stuff for my first installment of Lovecraft, which I recorded, God, a year ago, and I still haven't edited the damn stuff. I've got an online course I still need to film, edit, and publish on voice recording and audiobook creation. I've got client work. Yeah, I've got actually my client voice work is really picking up lately, which I suppose is not a bad thing. Groups.io. I've never heard of that. I will take a look at that because it's easier than deciding things about ML. Oh, it's email groups. Email groups. See, I didn't catch that. I assumed real time sort of like video conferencing, um, telling stories that way. Oh, okay. So yes, in that case, time zones really don't matter. Hmm. Okay, I will move that mental bookmark a little closer to the top than it was then. Uh, one more reason to try and clear up the old schedule a bit. Lost Souls. Lost Souls is the name of the mud that I used to play back in university, that I still play a little bit, I guess. I recently logged back in. It's still running. Good old Lost Souls. If you're not familiar with the concept of MUDs, they are text only, text-based text-based multiplayer online role-playing games. Some of them were what you might call massively multiplayer, but generally, 20 to 100 people online at a time. Not quite massive in the way of like World of Warcraft or EverQuest back in the day, or whatever the new ones are. I'm not up to date on MMORPGs. Elder Scrolls Online is something that I was looking at. Oh, there's a space one MMORPG that was coming out, supposed to be coming out sometime soon-ish in the next year or two. Yeah, no, it was back in the 90s, absolutely. Yeah, back in the old Telnet days where there were no pictures on the internet. It was all text all the time. Want to find an online resource? Use Archie. Gopher. Uh, those were the days. I prefer our current set of digital tools, to be honest. My first mud was called Time Warp, and yes, you could do the Time Warp. You take a step to the left and to the right, and yeah. Anyway, it was it was a neat little mud. Made a lot of friends on there. Had a nice community of people that I interacted with regularly, and then the mud died. Somebody hacked it, and then it just, the server went down, and whoever was running it decided it wasn't worth the hassle of getting it back up, and I lost an entire community of people that I had grown quite close to. Actually, people I had no real world way of getting in contact with. That was rough. That was my first. That was the first time I realized that online relationships are relationships. That the connections you make with people online do matter, and that when you lose a whole community of people, it's a horrific event. It's a catastrophe. It's like losing a whole small town of people you know to an earthquake or a flood or something. So that was horrible. I still remember that very clearly, and that was what, 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago now. So, yeah. Then my friend Brett, who popped into the chat the other day, he and I found a new mud called Lost Souls. And then he and I and his wife, who started playing as well at one point, we were all developers on there for a while, coding areas and making NPCs and things. Fun stuff. Okay, what does this guy look like? I'm always tempted to make all of my male characters pretty much, yeah, 5'8", 5'9", bald, heavily stubbled, moderately overweight. Sound like anybody we know? Yeah. So he's 37. I've made him 37. 37 seems a bit young to be the lead researcher on a major project like this, but I also want him to be. I was talking about maybe having his wife be pregnant, and so if I make him 60, that seems less likely. And if he is 60, and let's say his wife is significantly younger than him, which is, it is what it is, whatever, and she's pregnant, that pregnancy becomes more problematic and less sort of a normal life path kind of a thing. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe he's just really, really good at what he does. To get a PhD, well, yeah, okay, let's think about this. I might have to up his age a little bit. To get a PhD in biochemistry, for example. To the Googles. Oh, I do have two open. So 4 to 6 years for the PhD. So let's say, yeah, you'd need a master's degree first, obviously. So, figure 22-ish. Yeah, 22 to do your bachelor's. If you rush another 2 years for a master's degree in something, so 24, 28 to 30 for a PhD, I would say. And then 7 years to become a lead? Yeah. I guess that would make sense. Could make sense. If it's sort of a fast-moving, startup-y kind of a corporate environment. All right, I'll leave him 37. That works. It's not impossible anyway. There's no obvious issue there. Female writer, if you don't feel comfortable posting the name of your group on a Twitch stream that's going to be stuck on YouTube forever and what have you, maybe you can private message Silent Author in the Discord. That might be a better option. Spam is a problem. I noticed you didn't, or you put an extra space in the website name. I assume that was the reason for that, but oh, okay. Or you could just post it there. I guess I'm overthinking things again. All right. Hello, third viewer. Pop in the chat and say hi. Oh, real Slim Icy. That's who you are. That's who you is. Slim Icy. Welcome back. Haven't seen you for a while. How goes? If you haven't popped in for the last stream, if you weren't here yesterday, I've changed stories. I'm working on something else now. There's reasons. It's all complicated and stuff. But yeah. All right. Physical description is what I was working on. Medium height and build. Slender build. Oh, that's optimistic then. Be right back. Cats often don't take kindly to being medicated. Sandy brown hair. Green eyes. I think that's as much physical description as I want to give him right now. Not really that important to the story, I don't think. I might never actually mention what he looks like. Probably will. I'm told that people feel more closely connected to characters that are described physically. Another comment somebody made on my space romp story, where I didn't describe anybody physically. Well, except for the one character who had artificially perfect features. But I figure, 1,000 years in the future, if you can't look exactly how you want to whenever you want to, then something's gone horribly wrong. Personality, altruistic, and very, very driven. He is a fundamentally decent person and tends to assume that everyone else is as well. A bit naive. My N doesn't seem to want to work properly. All right. Oh, a bit naive. But not hopelessly. So, what am I writing now? Or what is female writer writing now? Lead researcher on the aging project. I'm writing the same story I've been writing since yesterday. Right now, I'm doing a character outline for the protagonist for the first part of the story. I was looking something up in on Google a moment ago. Before I forgot, I wanted to read up a bit more on that groups.io thing because it looks interesting. So I did a quick search and tabbed it off to the side so I can look at it later. Lead researcher on the aging project 4. I need a name for a biotech company. The Umbrella Corporation. Biotech. There. Biopharmatech. Okay, we're going to call it oh, I'm pretty sure I hit the key. Is it not? It's not registering some letters for some reason. Giving up the. Nope. That's weird. All right. Pretty sure I cut that. Should be in my clipboard, but the aging. Okay, so who's... I don't want to use Methuselah, but... do a quick Looking up a list of names of people who famously lived a very, very long time. I want something because, for example, there's a foundation that funds and does, as far as I know, does longevity research, and they're called Methuselah Foundation. But I don't want to just crib that and use it. Currently developing a character is undecided. I thought yesterday you'd mentioned, is this a different character from yesterday? I can't remember the name that you used yesterday. It was sort of, sounded Greekish. Tethys or something. It started with a T. I remember that. Uh, Maybe I will just use Methuselah. That's the obvious one. Oh, Themis. Yeah. Ah, okay. Themis. That's, yes. Sounds Greek to me and starts with a T. So yes, that's who I was thinking of. You're still thinking about her name? All right. I don't know that he has any major or There. Okay. I need to visit the little writer's room. I shall be back momentarily. And I'm back. Back. Actually, I like that as well. Celine Tanaka. 'Actually, let me. I'm I'm not a geography guy, which is why I've tended to shy away from using real places in my writing. Actually, I don't know that I've ever used a real place in my writing before. How far away is Boston and Cambridge? Okay, so Cambridge is basically 11 minutes away. Okay, so you can take the bus. All right. All right. What I should probably do. Okay. No, this is not the right tool for that. All right, well, I guess no shortcuts there. Uh, I suppose I should just, out of straight up caution, oh, there is a company called Biopharmatech in Germany. Okay. Yeah. So there is a real company called Biopharmatech, spelled the same way in Germany. I'm not going to worry too much about that for now. They probably won't sue me. What about pharma biotech? Pharmatech. It's a Pakistani company. Pharma biotech. Okay. That's actually more common, but biotech spelled as one word without the big T. Okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, maybe I do that. I like that better. Okay, so we have a winner. Bioformatic with a K. There. Done and done. Huzzah. All right. right. Part 2 characters. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Well, what is the... Anyway. I guess my head's kind of in the way there, but I'm just organizing stuff into folders. There. Okay, part 1 characters, part 2 characters, part 3 characters. There we go. Places. Well, I don't have... So at some point, I'm going to have to spend some time with Google Earth or something, or Google Maps, Street View, whatever, and wander my cyber self around in Cambridge. There's settings to set. New. Oh. All right. Well. Cool. Whatever. Emil and Catherine. Age 35. Cambridge. What do you mean already? You've done nothing but complain about Frank's absence. I miss Frank already. Well, once I get actually writing on this, like writing prose, maybe things will be more interesting that way. You know what? I don't really feel the need to... I don't need to develop this character terribly much at the moment. Pardon me. It's been a bit of a rough week, a couple of weeks for my voice, actually. Been very phlegmy, and not for any reason I can pinpoint. All right. I'm just going to start writing some prose, see what happens. Okay, so what are my goals for this scene? Okay, so he's going to analyze the data, get the results. There is rejoicing. want to all right. Okay. Oh, because I haven't. Okay. I want spacing between I like a 1.15 point line space. After paragraph 3. Okay. Okay. That was not what I had in mind. All right, so this is 12. I see. So that's one full line after a paragraph. I'll go a little bit extra, and then exactly 1.15 line spacing. Okay. So that's not displaying properly. I'm not sure why. Okay, well, why don't we 12? Really? Okay. Oh, maybe. That's why. Why is my cursor so very small all of a sudden? Other. It's weird. Oh, the formatting stuff? Yeah, it's because I was changing formatting on a piece of selected text that was then formatting just that and not the stuff I wasn't selecting, rather than I wasn't changing the formatting for the document like I thought I was. I was changing the format for a piece of selected text. I'm not sure why that function is even there, to be honest, but yeah, weird. Uh, hmm. Okay, so I want to draw this out a little bit and make it seem a bit more. Yeah. So we need to. Yeah. Okay, I seem to have found a server that works for my VPN. Sorry about that. Typical, typical. Okay. Uh, 1 second. Someone at the door. Oh, someone else is going to get it. I wonder if it's mine. More deliveries I don't really want to discuss with my wife. uh, yeah, you know what? I think I'm actually going to hit the road myself. It's coming up on noon, time for lunch and all that stuff. So, yeah, okay. No, I won't. I was going to say I may continue writing this off stream, but I won't. I've got other stuff I need to do again today. Here, I'm going to save that. Oh, in the right window for that. Okay, well, yeah, thanks for joining today. It's nice seeing you again. I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday my time. So that would be Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday evenings. If you're in North America, it's on my schedule on Twitch. So you can keep your eyes open for that if you want to join future streams. If you're watching on VOD, don't forget to follow so you get notified of those future streams. And you can join in on the chat and take part in the wild magic that is the writing stream. If you are watching on YouTube, do the dingle dangles down below there, and yeah, sorry, buffering there. My brain was buffering there. Yeah, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell and all that stuff, so you don't miss the videos if you can't make the stream. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye for now.